So we have these vast corpuses of copyrighted works, and we've seen that a lot of labs have managed to get their hands on that data and then use that data for training of their models. Well, the question then becomes, for that copyrighted information, if the lab didn't receive some sort of license or grant to use that information, does it qualify for the fair use exception under US law? And that fair use exception asks about the purpose of the use of data, the nature of the copyrighted information, whether or not it is a substitute for the data, and then getting at the actual amount of use of the copyrighted information. So you can see from those four factors, they're not very explicit. They don't come with a clear guideline as to how to break down when a fair use exception does apply that would allow a lab to use copyrighted data. And unfortunately, as you know, when there's ambiguity in the law, that hinders innovation. It leads to litigation and it leads to a real threat to, in particular, startups being able to determine whether they can use that copyrighted information in their training process. And so, as things stand right now, there's a lot of uncertainty around what sort of copyrighted information may be used by labs for training. And until we resolve those ambiguities, we're going to see startups really struggle to compete with some of these larger labs that have already amassed tons and tons of data through things like web scraping that has now become even illegal or prohibitively expensive for startups.